He was handsome, charming, and intelligent. Ted Bundy, with his captivating smile and piercing gaze, seemed like the perfect man. He had a presence that drew people in, making everyone around him feel at ease. His appearance and demeanor were so convincing that no one could imagine what lurked beneath that facade. A man who exuded confidence and kindness. He knew exactly how to behave in different situations, adapting easily to any environment. Bundy was the kind of person who made friends quickly, winning everyone's trust with his soft-spoken words and friendly gestures. He was the kind of person you would invite to a family dinner without a second thought. He had everything to be a success, but behind the facade of normalcy, a terrible secret was hidden. Bundy was a master at concealing his true intentions, living a double life that fooled even those closest to him. He was a predator disguised as a lamb, always on the lookout for his next victim. His ability to manipulate and deceive was terrifying, making him one of the most dangerous criminals of his time. This is Ted Bundy, one of the most notorious serial killers in American history. His story is a grim reminder that evil can hide behind the most innocent faces. Bundy wasn't just a murderer. He was a skilled manipulator who used his charm to lure and destroy. His capacity for deception was so great that even after his capture, many still found it hard to believe the extent of his crimes.
This man, with the serene gaze, terrorized the United States in the 70s. He became a symbol of evil, a figure who personified terror and cruelty. Bundy didn't just kill. He destroyed lives and families, leaving a trail of pain and suffering wherever he went. His story is a reminder that evil can hide anywhere, even in the people we least expect. His victims, mostly young women, were drawn to his harmless appearance, making them easy prey for a cruel predator. Bundy knew exactly how to choose his victims, using his looks and behavior to gain their trust. He took advantage of people's kindness and naivety, turning their lives into nightmares. His actions left deep scars on society, forever changing the way we view safety and trust.
True Cases presents Ted Bundy, the Psychopath's Charm. A disturbing journey into the mind of a killer who used his smooth talk and apparent kindness to commit acts of extreme violence. This documentary delves deep into Bundy's psyche, exploring the factors that led him to commit such atrocities. We will examine his childhood, his relationships, and the events that shaped his personality. Through interviews, archival footage, and expert analysis, we will try to understand what transformed a seemingly normal man into one of history's most infamous killers.
Prepare to delve into the dark side of the human soul, where charm hides a monster. This is an invitation to explore the darkest recesses of Bundy's mind, where logic and reason are replaced by violent impulses and uncontrollable desires. We will unravel the mysteries of his mind, trying to understand what drove him to commit such horrific acts. This is a deep dive into the abyss of human evil, where each discovery is more disturbing than the last, and evil masquerades as normalcy. Bundy is an extreme example of how evil can hide in plain sight, disguised as normalcy and charm. His story is a warning to us all, reminding us that we cannot always trust appearances. This documentary is a journey to uncover the truth behind Bundy's smile, revealing the true face of evil. Prepare for an experience that will challenge your perceptions and leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about human nature. To understand the genesis of evil, we need to go back in time to the childhood of Theodore Robert Bundy. Theodore, better known as Ted Bundy, is one of the most infamous serial killers in history. His life and crimes have been the subject of countless studies and documentaries, but to truly understand what led him to commit such atrocities, we must examine his roots and the events that shaped his personality. Born in 1946, Bundy had a troubled start in life. He came into the world at a time when society had very rigid views on family and morality. His mother, Louise Cowell, was an unwed young woman, which was a major stigma at the time. To avoid shame, she moved into her parents' home in Philadelphia, where Ted was raised believing that his grandparents were his parents and his mother, his older sister.
Raised by his single and distant mother, he grew up believing that his grandparents were his parents and his mother, his older sister. This dysfunctional family dynamic created an environment of secrets and lies that profoundly affected young Ted. He was an intelligent and sensitive child, but the lack of a father figure and the confusion about his true identity planted the seeds of emotional instability that would manifest later in his life. This lie, discovered in adolescence, left deep scars on his psyche. When Ted finally learned the truth about his parentage, he was devastated. The revelation that his sister was actually his mother and that his parents were his grandparents was a crushing blow. This moment of discovery was a turning point in his life, leading him to question everything he thought he knew about himself and his family.
Some experts argue that this unstable childhood, marked by secrets and lack of affection, planted the seeds of emotional instability that would lead him down the path of crime. Psychologists and criminologists have studied Bundy's case extensively, trying to understand how his childhood and the traumatic experiences he endured contributed to his violent behavior. They point out that the combination of a dysfunctional family structure, the absence of a father figure, and the devastating discovery of his true identity created fertile ground for the development of psychopathic traits.
But it would be overly simplistic to attribute his monstrous acts solely to a difficult past. Although Bundy's childhood was marked by hardship and trauma, many other individuals face similar circumstances and do not become serial killers. Psychopathy is a complex condition that involves a combination of genetic, environmental, and psychological factors. In Bundy's case, it seems that these factors aligned in a particularly destructive way. After all, many face adversity in childhood and do not become cruel killers. Human resilience is remarkable, and many people manage to overcome trauma and hardship to lead productive and healthy lives. However, in Bundy's case, something went terribly wrong. His inability to form genuine emotional connections, combined with an insatiable need for control and power, led him to commit horrific crimes. What makes Bundy's case so unique? That's what we'll try to unravel. Throughout this series, we will explore the different aspects of his life and personality, from his childhood to his crimes and eventual capture. We will interview experts, analyze evidence, and try to understand what made Ted Bundy one of history's most notorious serial killers. The journey to unravel the shadows of Bundy's past is complex and nuanced, but it is a journey that can help us better understand the nature of evil and the fragility of the human mind.